And so I'm going to ask our client to come up. And you will also, client, be part of the resource group, of course. But if you would come up and explain the data, we'll see if there's any questions.
Okay. So I need a creative ELA lesson geared towards first graders. It needs to be skill-based. So the skills I was thinking about incorporating was either visualizing or sequencing. The administrators at my school will be observing me during this lesson.
So this is our key data.
I'm trying to keep the students engaged at all times. First graders tend to get sidetracked. I'm trying to keep them engaged and motivated throughout it. I want to definitely heighten their anticipation first, and then obviously use TIM throughout the whole lesson as well. And it also needs to relate to the students' expedition, which right now they're studying like the community and how they can help the community and community helpers as well.
Questions? So now we open it up to make sure people understand.
ELA, it's reading/writing. So it's like a subject. It's not like social studies or math. It's like reading and writing.
Okay. Do they expect a writing piece out of this from your lesson?
No, I just need to incorporate like an assessment, a pre-assessment.
This is a diverse resource group, so you have people who are teachers, people who are in other professions, and we want them all to get a basic understanding, but they don't need an in-depth understanding. Just enough so that they'd be able to generate some ideas.
What they're focusing on right now in their class. Any other questions?
Okay, if you want to go ahead and have a seat again, you are a fully functioning member of the group, so you can generate ideas. Now, we have people in here who are familiar with what she does and people that are totally unfamiliar, and that's great, because that way we'll get a diversity of ideas that come out. Izzy, as my process buddy, will help me get the Post-its and put them up. We're going to stick them up brainstorming, which means you're going to write it, you're going to say it, and then we will put it up. And the reason, of course, you're going to say it is so that everybody else can hear it, because there may be piggybacks off of it. You might think of an idea. Sound good? Any other questions? All right, let's go for, let's start with 15. How's that sound?
I think that's
15 ideas. Oh, one other thing, and that is that this is a topic, not a problem statement, because we don't want to know about the process of getting lessons. We actually want ideas for lessons. So that's why it's stated as a topic. So how to find lessons wouldn't be the appropriate thing to work on.
gardening.
We just want.
Introduce an animal.
Bring in a police officer.
Have class outside.
Group has already been warmed up.
Bringing community workers.
We've gone over the
Have them
Divergent
write about a time
rules.
they help someone else in the community.
And we're starting with
Bring in mentors.
stick 'em up brainstorming to really get the momentum going. So these are things that could go in the lesson. Is this going in the right direction?
That's great.
Check in
Students
with
can
client,
play.
make sure this is
Get them
on target.
organizing.
Take them to the fire station. Make pictures for visuals and put it in front of class before getting into content to heighten anticipation.
How to recycle.
Keep them moving.
Make music with a story. I do a Post-its. Make
Take-
music.
Take field trips to different communities and do mini interviews.
Doing a great job.
It is the reading website for reading passages.
Wear a special costume to heighten their anticipation.
Do community service with them.
Make a fruit smoothie.
These going in the right direction for you?
Have students share their experiences with each other.
Have a meaningful story that they can make text to self-connections with.
Talk to the parents and see what each student is interested in.
Have them choose a hero and write about why.
You guys are great. Lots of
Ask them to
fluency.
draw their experience.
I'm going to go into a forced Let's look at relationship. this for a minute. Just hold it if you're writing one. It doesn't have to be about this, but let's look at a quick forced relationship. What ideas might you get for English language arts lesson from my Charlie Brown tree?
Develop newspaper articles or cartoons.
Go outside for part of your lesson.
Take
Plant a tree.
take a meditative walk through the forest.
And remember, if it's not from this, bring it out. It's all of them.
Climb a tree.
We're still deferring judgment, so all things come out.
Take to a park. Have them do an assignment in which they have to interview their parents and act it out.
Plant a tree in the community and have them write a story about it.
Have them make a family tree about their community.
Discuss community growth.
Have them make an idea tree?
They were already familiar with this technique, so that's why there wasn't much warm-up that needed to what I was going to do with them for forced relationship or forced connection. A few more?
I think that's great. I mean, I'd love more, but.
Okay, we'll do
Make a tree house.
Well, let's do one more first relationship to demonstrate it. How's that? You okay?
Yes.
All right.
Have to take care of a small tree to take home from them.
Park cleanup.
Let's listen for a second. What do you hear? What does it remind you of? Taking a little longer pause here.
Various houses, like for animals and birds.
Play music during a lesson. Visit an animal
Take a walk
shelter.
to church.
Write a song as a class about community helpers.
Have students write to a pen pal in another country?
So it takes it in a different direction when you do a forced connection. Now, for everyone, the next 4, I want you to say, that's good. Somebody was not deferring judgment. They were
Bring 'em in a story.
positively judging.
What else? Go ahead.
Oh, make a tree
So we make a joke of it and just say, oh, that's good, that's good. So we don't want judging, good or bad.
Have them put up a play about the community
That's good.
and have them write a song about the community.
You can vary. You can say, that's great, that's awesome. No, I'm sorry.
From Paul Revere to sending a tweet, the sequencing or steps.
That's great.
Thanks, client. You're a good client. All right, last one. So you're doing a great
Every
job.
time they have an answer to your question, tell them to dance in their seat.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Take them to Niagara Falls.
That's good. How to bathe a dog.
That's good.
Scream at them to wake them up. I was gonna see if you said that's good.
Want you to just stretch for a minute because we're right at the end here, and I really want you to take it beyond this to someplace completely different.
Feed them.
So really stretching them here just for a few more.
Visit a homeless shelter.
That's great.
How might it really be striking? What kind of ideas could you throw out there that you go, whoa? Anything that comes
Introduce
to
them to
mind?
a prezi.
So at the same moment, I'm asking for some really unique things, but also saying whatever comes to your mind, please bring
All
out.
about their community.
Use the smart board to engage them.
Take them to the moon.
Have a world leader come in to talk to them.
Have them write a poem based on their expedition journey.
Okay, last ideas. Thanks for really stretching.
Create a short play about their community.
Write to the president.
Make ribbons for breast cancer awareness and sell them.
With a model
Virtual
for an
tours.
artist.
Virtual tours.
How you doing?
Great.
You're getting an awful lot of them, aren't you? You gonna be ready to converge on these?
Yeah.
All right, get your last ones up. They could keep going, so we'll
Have
just,
them-
Text their ideas to their
I don't want to
friends.
wear them out.
Have them make a costume of what they think community is.
Reward students based on competition.
Have a Halloween party based on community helpers.
That's good.
Okay.
Skills needed for Sky Zone.
Very fluent group. Clients, are there some things up here that you think, just from looking at them quickly, some things you could probably use?
Yeah, definitely.
So the next step would be to make some selections and do some hits, all right? So let's give them all a hand for doing such a nice job. We may actually have you hold these and, use them for something else later on if we want to demonstrate in class too.
Yeah.
So, but we're not going to go into a convergent tool or anything. Thank you guys. You guys were really fluent.
Yeah.
That was great.
Really good.
Guys are what a super group. They're all like, we're so afraid to be on camera. You're doing great. All right, super. So let's go ahead and let's roll them up for them. And another process buddy, want to help her? Put her name on it, put the tape on it, give it to the client. I just want to model a few, forced relationships, but you guys are so fluent. I'm like, look at the tree! Stop it! Can't you have a pause? I should have gone, all right, everybody pause. Think you don't have any. But those are the kind of things I'll put in the tape, is that obviously this group did not need a forced relationship at that point. But towards the end, you really did need to have some, to get some more novel. It's just,
Yeah.
this size group with 12, you know, you get a lot of ideas pretty quick. So this is something she can use a lot of ideas for. So we have brain writing, is that right? Okay, let's get your stuff up. And I think we'll probably model brainstorming with Post-its first again to get them warmed up.
How we would
Yeah,
model
that's what we'll
brainwriting.
do.
It's when you're,
So
like,
let's get yours. Yeah. Okay, forced connections, forced relationships, forced fit. What we have here is the opportunity for a group to continue diverging. Notice that we started with stick 'em up brainstorming, get the fluency up. Forced connections then can come in at any time during the generation of options. In this case, it would be good if there was a pause and let's say there's a lull and people aren't coming up with ideas, throw in a forced connection or forced fit so that it spurs some more ideas. We wanted to demonstrate it, so we brought it in fairly quick. Normally, you might let a group generate some more because this group was really fluent. And at that point, they didn't need any other techniques. There were lots of ideas coming forward. The client might also say, yeah, this is good, but I could use a little more novelty. That's another reason to bring in a forced connection, is that it will take you in a different direction. Or they might say, yeah, you know, I'm getting a lot of the stuff I got before. So, again, forced connection gets you moving in different directions. So we did 2 forced connections and just showed the tree and said, what ideas can you get? And named the particular topic that we were working on at that point. And that was enough to get that group going. If it's an untrained group, they might look at the tree and go, what are you talking about? So you may do a warm-up beforehand to help them understand how forced connections work, or you might have a little more instruction. Now, here's a tree. This is not related at all. And what we want to do is try and come up with an idea from this. Really force it. Even though it's not related, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you look at this tree? So I can do a quick one. I can teach for it. The second one with the gong, we put a little sound in there. And I took them a little further along. I stretched it. It wasn't really an excursion, but it began to get a little bit more elaborate, where I'm saying, what do you notice? What do you see? What does it remind you of? And so on, where they're taking their mind away from the particular topic and they're concentrating on this other thing. And then I force it back and say, now what ideas can you get for this particular topic? So if a group is really going in the same direction or not having a lot of flexibility in their thinking, I might take a pause and just show them an object and play with it a little longer. I could even have them take a break. I could have them play with objects in their hands. I could have them walk out of the room and go find something to look at and come back. So there's this is forced connections could be a quick, and it's extremely useful as a quick tech tool. And you can vary it so that it is used in many different ways. So you'll notice a couple other things here is that each person spoke and they tried very hard not to speak while someone else is speaking. Again, this is a very trained group, and that's important because someone may get an idea from hearing someone else's idea. So that's a piggyback off their idea, and we want that to happen as well. A couple times you may have noticed that the ideas that came out actually had an invitational, I think twice somebody said how to. They were phrasing them in the form of a problem statement, which is a really easy to slip back into. This is a trained group, but they're so used to being conscious of generating problem statements that every once in a while when they're on ideas, somebody might say how to. So I didn't say anything because the entire group didn't go in that direction. I don't want the how-tos on the beginning. But as long as it didn't create a trend where everyone started to phrase them as a problem statement, I just left it alone. And that worked fine. So that is forced connection, forced relationship, forced fit.